Welcome to Blade HQ, everybody. Today is Monday, July 14th, 2025, and we've got a ton of new knives to talk about today. And this is a very special episode because we've got bougie stuff today. All the knives on the table started around $300, and all of them are Grail status. So we will talk about them. Before we jump into that, we have a sponsor for today's video from Concept Knives and their subcategory, their sub-brand of Tenable. This is one of my favorite brands for the following reason. They have a whole ton of knife designs, and they offer them in a very wide swath of price ranges and steel types. From the very budget-friendly stuff, under 50 bucks with like 14C 28N blades, all the way north into stainless Damascus and titanium Damascus handles, well north of the $500 price point. If you like a Tenable or a Concept knife design, you can get it in basically whatever steel you want, in whatever sort of level of dressiness you want, and it's amazing. This one is called the Par, and it is a little pocket fixed blade, and I like it. It's fun, 14C 28N blade, black washed, and a nice pocket sheath too, with a reversible pocket clip, so you can just tuck this thing in your pocket and carry it every day like you would a folder, which is very fun indeed. This one is available for our giveaway today in the live. By the way, join us every Monday at noon Mountain Standard Time to get in on our giveaways for our live streams. It's a lot of fun. And we also have this guy. This one's the more premium version for today. This is the Model 6 with an S35VN blade and a copper foil carbon fiber handle and the crossbar lock. Super nice. Once again, both of these knives can be had for very reasonable money, or if you want to get something really fancy, Grail level, then you can too. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode, Concept. Check out Concept at bladehq.com. Now, let's talk about some knives, starting with this guy. You might have seen this one before. This is the Benchmade Dacian, and this one is the all-black version. So we've seen the denim micarta and stone-washed version, and then I want to say there's also a purple one. I could be wrong on that one. There's another one with a bit more out there color scheme, but we finally have the all-black one, and the big news on the Dacian is the sheath. So the sheath used to be like a reversible in-the-pocket carry sheath. However, with the new ones, they're running out with these, which I really like. These are a hybrid Kydex and leather sheath. And the way it works is the feed lips up here that snap onto the blade are Kydex. So that means you're gonna get all the retention of Kydex you want because that's where all of your retention really comes from. But the rest of this is leather. So it's gonna patina, it smells really good, it's gonna be durable. I think this might just be my preferred way to do a sheath on a Dacian. I own a Dacian and I got an Armitage Carry Kydex sheath for it, but part of me wishes I would have waited and picked this one up when it came out. These ones are going for $300 even at bladehq.com. Magna Cut blade steel and black micarta on the handle. Next up, also from Benchmade, we have probably my most anticipated Benchmades of the year in the form of the Crooked River family. So the Crooked River is sort of their take on a traditional hunting knife, but with very modern stuff going on. And what I love that they've been doing is the copper, aluminum, and black washed Magna Cut combo that we've seen on the Osborne as well as the Bailout so far. But this one's my favorite because we have the black micarta to match. It's just such a good looking knife. I like this mini personally. The mini version is going for $320, $340 on the big one. These are nice. And if I were going hunting and I had to bring a folder, I think I might pick this one. It's really nice. And the big one, by the way, I think it's a 4-inch blade. It's big. So if you're somebody with really big hands and you struggle to find handles that you fit on, like my buddy Dallas here in the buying department, I think it was a size 18 ring. Big handles are available on really nice folders. So be aware of that. Next up from Keanison, we have the Fido. So Keanison is a brand that has a lot of reputation in the custom world, but this is their production, I don't know if I would call it mid-tech, production version coming out in 350. And it's a Keanison through and through. You got a really nice deep hollow grind, razor sharp, titanium handle scales, perfectly dialed detent on the liner lock. And what I love is how subtle this flipper is. It's jimped, so it'll grab your finger just fine, and it provides a nice consistent action if you land on it right. It's a nice knife. Milled titanium pocket clip, very minimal hardware, but very well done. I love Keanison. The guys over there are great. This is a sweet knife, goes for $350. Next up from Remette, we have the RT-TwoFace. And this one is something kind of interesting. So we have two models here, and I'll give you 3 seconds to catch the difference. 1, 2, 3. Okay, here's the difference. This one's got a flipper. This one does not have a flipper. It's a front flipper. Oh, wait. That's kind of the whole thing, the reason it's called the Two-Face. The most common knife mod I have ever seen is flipper deletes. People will go and grind the flipper tabs off. So what they did here is you can just take a Torx and you can pop this flipper tab off and you can mount it to the back or the front or remove it altogether and just use the thumb stud. So however you like to open your knife, the RT-TwoFace will allow it. But other than that, we have a full titanium frame with a nice crowned spine along both the spacer as well as the blade. I love crowned spines. I usually say those are kind of the Italians thing. They're really good at crowned spines. And a lot of people don't like them. I personally love them, but they are a bit of a quality of life upgrade for comfort. That's something you kind of can't deny. But they also take more grinding time on the knife and they bring the price up, which is why I don't see it too often. But boy, do I love it here. Yeah, if I were doing this, I would probably just ditch the flipper tab altogether and just run the thumb stud. And then we also have a really fun compound grind, which gives you a nice slicey belly, but a robust part back here if you're gonna do some carving or whatever. So it's a nice practical knife as well, but a real looker and quite a customizable piece as well. These are going for $302.50 right now. Very fun indeed. Next up, from WE Knives, we have the GTC designed Coral. This one is a bit small for the GTC designs. By the way, speaking of compound grinds, GTC, I forget his name, but GTC is what I know him by. He's a Brazilian knife designer, and he is known for his really interesting and iconic grind lines. And this one is no exception to that rule. Titanium frame with this red lava flow carbon fiber insert, and ever so slight, I would almost call this knurling instead of jimping here on the back spacer, and then a milled titanium pocket clip. And the really cool thing here is the flipper. So it's not a kickstop. It functions a little bit differently, where it sits in this rested position and then it sort of appears when you press on it here. Here, let's see if I can show you that. The flipper makes itself more pronounced, and then when you flip it open, it vanishes. So you can really choke up on here and get a nice grip. Very fun. This one goes for $378.25. Well done, WE Knives. Next up from Heretic, we have some more cell shading on the new and improved version of the Manticore-E. And I just love a good Manticore in my life. They look really nice, and especially with the cell shading. And what I like here is we have sort of a satin finish on the flat here. And one thing I will tell you of Cerakote is sometimes prone to scratching when it encounters especially abrasive things, like, for example, the walls of an OTF. And I like that we have the flats there, so they are just gonna maintain their nice hardened look because that's what it is. But you're not gonna have the Cerakote scratching there, so you're gonna maintain a much more clean appearance throughout the life of the knife, which I really appreciate. A nice smooth action, and one of my favorite slides in the business. You have this nice knurling on the top as well as some fairly steep jimping on the sides. So if you wanna just ride the slide, it works really well. It's a fun knife, and I'm really excited about it. Thank you, Heretic, for making awesome stuff. And if you're liking the cell shade stuff, they are making a lot of it, so hop on that. And lastly, we have the new Leatherman knives. This one is the Blazer, and this one has the drop point blade. There's also the glider that has more sheep's foot. I know there's a lot of you guys out there who really like that. We have a steel handle here, and this steel handle is milled out a lot on the inside. And the really cool thing about these steel handles is I would almost call them semi-integrals. So this whole knife only has 9 parts, all screws, clips, etc. included. And one of the big reasons for that is you'll notice that you don't have a you don't have a pivot on this side. That's because the pivot and the stop block right here are all integral to the frame side, which is just such an engineering flex, if you ask me. Most of the time, like with every other knife here on the table, that's a folder at least, you'll see a pivot and you'll see a stop pin in the back. But here they managed to include all of those as a single part, which is really fun. Magna Cut blade steel, that's a nice Cerakote finish on this with the polished edges here. I know that that's usually the part that wears out on people because it's bumping into other stuff in their pocket. So they just polished it off nicely and left the hardened steel to take care of itself. It's nice, and we're very excited about it. And lastly, we have my favorite knife on the table. Well, it might be tied with this guy. But this is the Leatherman Trac, and this is a fixed blade that is just so good. I got to take it out, and I actually wrote a little review about it on the Blade HQ Knife Life blog. We have a Magna Cut blade on this guy with just the right hollow grind on there. It's a hollow grind that gives you a very thin and slicey edge, but not so thin and slicey that you run into problems. So this exact knife is the one I was beating on in my backyard, batoning through knotty sycamore and all that. It just works really well, and then it slices very well as well, and the handle is so good. The handle just feels just right in the hand, and it's neutral enough that you can have it in any grip. It's a great knife, and one thing I love about this is the sheath. So the sheath has this big leather strap around it, so you put the knife in it, and you can mount it on your belt, like so, or you can go horizontal, or if you're a lefty, you can unhook this and just push this leather strap out of this side, and then rotate it around and flip the whole thing, and now it's the exact same experience left-handed. No tools required, but a very modular leather sheath, which is something you don't often see. One of the big weaknesses of leather, usually, except in the case here, is that it wants to be carried the way it was designed, and that is it. You have no other option. But this guy provides you all the options in the world. Very nicely done. That one goes for $300 as well. So thank you all for joining us on today's new knives. You can find all of these and many, many more at BladeHQ.com, and we will see you over there. Thanks for watching. Except